Let's move on, though. Let's move on to NHL. Only 3 games tonight, and there was only one game that had overnight lines. Of course, Jim and I coming off of just a massively successful day in the NHL, and up a whole bunch of units. Each of us was up like 3 or 4 units yesterday, something like that. And I actually, let's just start off the NHL segment with a little bit of I'm not that great at self-promotion, Jim, but I am trying to get better at it. So let's start off this segment by reading our year-long records in the NHL, shall we?
Sure.
Think about that. My record, 17-11, average line of plus 110. That's hitting 61% at dog lines, plus 8 units, plus 26% ROI. Jim's record overall on the year, 22-14, average line of minus 109, plus 6.5 units, ROI plus 15%. Not too shabby. All right, let's see what we can do tonight. Only 3 games, and the one game was an interesting one, Chicago and St. Louis, but I have no play on that one because I think it could go either way. I like both of these teams, and obviously Crawford's great in goal, so I could see an over or an under. So I had nothing to say about that. I'm not going to give a play on it. And then the Detroit and Toronto and Montreal LA games didn't have overnight lines, so I didn't look at them. Obviously, Toronto is awesome, so again, until further notice, with any game with Toronto, you're thinking puck line and over with them, right? Or what do you think?
Well, I finally jumped on the Leafs over last night and lost, but I've got a big play here. I think that this young Leaf squad, and we saw that when they lost to the Devils 6-3, this young Leaf squad put so much energy into breaking the curse in Montreal, beating them in overtime, then exercising the demons, beating the Capitals, who took them out in the first round of the playoffs. And the Red Wings have been sitting in Toronto, resting, licking their chops. I think there's a nice number here on the Red Wings money line, and I'm up enough in a comfortable situation where I can start making some stabs. And this is one I'm going to make an official pick. I'm going to take the Detroit Red Wings on the money line to upset the Toronto Maple Leafs this evening. I think these are 2 very emotional games the Leafs just got over. The Lightning beat them 3-2 with 2 power play goals. Detroit carried the play on the 5-on-5. They went 0 for 6 on the power play. I like the spot.
All right. Well, this is a situation where the usual suspects line, the best line comes from friend of the show, Intertops, plus 155. Intertops, Pinnacle has 153. BetOnline has 153. The Greek has 150. Five Dimes has 160, but we don't use those precisely for that reason, because it's a little bit of a not a market line. But the Intertops line does count as a market line, plus 155. Intertops.eu, or is it .com or .eu?
I think it's EU.
Yeah, it's EU, right? Intertops plus 155 for Detroit, and that's an official pick from Jim.
Yeah.
All right. What about Montreal, LA? Anything to say about that, or a pass?
Well, no, I didn't think the Kings were going to get off to the best start in team history.
Right.
You guys know I bet them not to make the playoffs. But they're a slow, plodding team, and they've just called up a 6'7" grinder who's slow as well. Now, Quick looks very good. 1.74 goals against average. The big thing here is that Carey Price does not look good to start the year, and we're going to get our first look at supposedly, we're going to get our first look at Al Montoya this year, who is a really good backup. So, I think there is some value taking the Habs with Montoya. I'm not going to do it because I do not like the Habs. And anytime I think a young team plays a big team, a small team like the Habs, small forwards play a big bruising team like the Kings, they're just going to get beaten down. And Kopitar looks good after a really off season. He's looked 8 points, 3 multi-point games already. But I'm not going to make an official pick. I still don't think the Kings are a great hockey team, even though they started out so well. And I love seeing the Habs lose and want to see them lose more. And I think we'll have value betting against them because there's always going to be a lot of Canadian money on the Habs.
Yeah, and actually Delta75 making another comment that I agree with. He says, Montreal 2, LA 3, boring game. That's how I was leaning as well. I would be thinking about the under if there was a 5.5. There is a 5.5 at Heritage, but it's minus 145, which is, and the others are 5 at plus 120. But yeah, that's what I was thinking as well. Just without the lines, I was thinking if it was 5.5 at like minus 115, I'd take a shot with the under, but it's not. And I was thinking maybe a shot with LA if they were a little bit less of a favorite, which they're not. So this whole card's going to be a pass for me, and just one play for Jim on Detroit plus 155, right?
Yeah, I think this is a nice underdog stab. I'm looking forward to take it.
All right.
Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to our channel. Now we've put a lot of work into producing all these free videos, so please help us out and keep all our content free for you forever by simply liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. Now, not to mention, a visit to our industry-leading website will warm the hearts of all our SBR employees, especially myself. Now, the links are over there to the left, so do check those out. Thanks for watching.